right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the broadcast here. Game number 2 coming at you, Alliance versus Team Empire here in this best of 3 series. So looking forward to this one here. I am Bricky CPK, going to be your host of Summit 7 European Qualifiers. This is the Losers Bracket Finals. And right now, Empire up 1-0. So the winner of this will go on to face Na'Vi shortly after this one finishes. And looking forward to, again, a great Dave Toto overall. So here we are, starting from the beginning now of game number 2. Excited to be here for today. It's happening a little bit earlier than expected initially, but the late reschedules last night. But here we go into our Losers Bracket Finals now. We got a draft well underway and already plenty to talk about when it comes to the draft, in fact. You see on both sides, 2 heroes in. We got a Faceless Void coming out from Alliance right now to go along with a Crystal Maiden at least. So far right here. Clockwork and Terrorblade picked up on the side of Empire, meanwhile, as far as their start goes. And I got to say, just simply from what we see across the board in terms of history of a lot of these teams as of recent, Terrorblade continues to be one of the more fearful heroes. And that pair with the Clockwork is another kind of tier 1 ban hero even in a lot of cases. I like what they got going so far. Now, the Faceless Void, clearly something Alliance has planned here, because he's not one you see too often picked up in that second position especially, let alone as with the 5th and final pick coming out. So AoE Synergy is going to be the name of the game, and they once again go the Elder Titan. So Alliance, it's almost like they've kind of changed gears going into today. I've gotten the chance to cast him several times throughout this event, and it's the first time we're seeing just such a different draft coming out for them. It's all about the Wombo combo. It's all about the team fight. We kind of saw that last game, too, with the Warlock and the Elder Titan and the epicenters of Sand King. And, in the earlier games, the mid-games, it seemed like it was doing all right, but by the time the late game started to roll around, the cores on the other side just simply were getting too much farm, and even though they were landing some nice combos, it just simply didn't matter. They were getting out farm. So going to have to try to win the early game here and get that big lead as a result, and setting up for it. But, hey, if they want the Wombo combo, you already figure what they have so far. Faceless, is that going to be a 3 Faceless or even a 1 position? That's still kind of up in the air. But they could make it the 1 Faceless Void and instead get more of a off-laner that perhaps is good for following up synergy with it too. Something like the Sand King, but no, Spectre is going to happen with that 4th pick instead. So now it's a little more information. Faceless Void, you think, is going to be more of that 3 now, and then Spectre in the hands of Loda right here to go along with it. So now Spectre's kind of curious to me because whenever you have a Faceless Void and that Chronosphere, it's always a little scary to kind of get another melee presence core to go along with that. And Spectre, no doubt, is that. So it seems a little funky, right? Like, even if Faceless is to initiate and jumble with a Chronosphere, even if Spectre follows it up with a Haunt, it's like, well, the Illusion's not going to be able to really move inside that Chronosphere, so and even if he decides to port in, he'll be stuck with it too. So it seems a little off as far as the synergy goes, but at the same time, it's not the end-all. Good positions on the Chronosphere, keeping that in mind, trying to get them on the outskirts, if anything, so that Spectre could still hit them. That's somewhat of an idea. And just be careful, basically, with using that Chronosphere in specific situations. But we'll see if that comes into play or not. Ricky's going to be the 4th pick, meanwhile, for Empire. So they like a lot more roam to go along with their game plan here. And last game, they definitely had plenty as well, though it was more of the tri-core strategy. This time, so far, you figure it's probably going to be more of that 1 position. Vengeful, it's going to be 1 position Turbo. What am I saying? So Vengeful's here for the swap for the Faceless Void, if anything. Kind of really looking at their draft now and seeing how they are responding. So, yeah, Vengeful Spirit support, not one we see too often, but again, a Faceless Void almost triggers that idea that, a swap here would be pretty powerful. I know Enigma is kind of another hero that may come to mind where having that swap to even go through Pierce BKB is a very powerful tool to take advantage of. So, they have it in this case for that purpose, and they still need their 2 position, you figure now, as that Ricky comes out just before, and it's going to be the Ember Spirit once again here for Empire. So they get the Terrorblade and the Ember Spirit, both with plenty of carry presence throughout the game right here. And now Alliance looking to finish it strong as they still need their mid as well. So you look at options that are still left on the board. A lot of them being banned out, of course. Shadow Fiend, TA, Storm Spirit, all banned out actually by Alliance here. Then you have the Magnus even, the Tinker ban, hell, the Bat Rider ban. We saw Limp play some mid Bat Rider yesterday, so there's the mid hero pool is getting limited quite a bit as far as some that still come to mind. Something like the OD, I feel like wouldn't be a bad option here still. Imprisonment would be pretty good for saving said teammates, and on top of that, who perhaps get caught by Clockwork. And on top of that, Sanity's Eclipse is great synergy with the team as a whole as well. So they got a minute 20 to decide right here in terms of who they want Limp to play. Expecting him not to be playing that faceless mid or anything like that. Could see some Crystal Maiden mid action. Just saying. Seems like it's got some potential, you know. 60 damage talent level 10. Build a right click, get that early Orchid. Be tearing through people. All right, that's obviously Troll Guys. Or is it? So Alliance. Yeah, OD is definitely one that comes to mind that really does stand out even amongst others. Sniper, you could argue maybe wouldn't be a bad option as well, but Sniper at the same time. Okay. They go Zeus. God, there was a match I was watching yesterday later on. What was it? It was another, obviously one of these other qualifiers here. It was the American region. Well, I think it was NP was actually running in. NP was running Zeus mid. And that's something we never get to see. So we are going to see the Zeus here. Now, this fits the theme of the global strat when it comes to Spectre Zeus. Obviously, you got the hot initiation. You got Zeus with his ultimate being able to assist. So I like it from that perspective for sure. But Zeus, he's going to be very fragile here. And I wonder if Ricky is going to prove to be quite the issue for him throughout this game. So that would be my my big concern right off the bat right here. Going such a hero, but, you know, in the hands of Limp, Mr. 9K plus MMR, it's hard to not trust that that he's going to do well with it. So we'll see. This is the elimination game right now for Alliance, down 1-0 here in the losers bracket finals, trying to at least force that third game. And again, you don't second pick a Faceless Void into another Titan here and without a clear game plan of what you want to do. I don't know if the final pick Zeus was necessarily the plan from the beginning, but obviously at that point you definitely have to react as far as how the bans have gone especially. So, all right, here we go. Well, we got an exciting draft, no doubt. We're going to see some Zeus, and I want to say this is the debut of my personal casting as far as seeing Zeus, that is. So I'm a little extra excited now. As if I wasn't already, of course. I mean, this is, again, a highly anticipated match here. And, God, by the end of today, I've been casting this event all throughout this week right here of the European qualifiers for the Summit 7. And so many solid teams in it, and it's been a lot of fun. But by the end of today, we are finally going to know which team out of the European region is going to Summit 7. By the way, shout out to CDEC, who defeated, I want to say, was it LGD? In their grand finals to actually claim the China spot. So congratulations to them. So now we have the Chinese team. We have Clutch Gamers from Southeast Asia. They qualified a while ago, but talk about them being on its here. They're on the verge of possibly qualifying for Epicenter, I believe it is. That's a team that's definitely more and more we need to start looking out for. And then the American qualifiers, I want to say, wrap up tonight as well. So by the end of today as a whole, we should know all the teams in the Summit 7 main event. So really looking forward to all of that. As Ricky initially kind of scouts things out right here. He gets a pretty aggressive ward up at the top and still has an observer ward to place here.
30 seconds to battle.
In the Radiant jungle. Spectre hiding. By the way, who's playing well? It's everyone as expected, right? Yeah, it is. Jonas Fan on the Faceless. On the other side, seems like, yeah, everything as expected too. King R as a support on the Vengeful. So, yep, nothing catching us off guard there. Bottom rune, though, this could get interesting. Gostic is also hiding. Loda does not know that. And with the rookie here, Spectre could be in some trouble. Battery Assault, can he get close enough? He's going to use that Spectre Dagger through the trees. Oh, never mind. He actually didn't even get it. And now he's going to get it, realizing that with the Battery Assault, it's going to cause issue. And it should be enough to survive. But, man, he takes a lot of damage right there. Right off the bat, and the Bounty Rune's going to actually be picked up by Gostic when it's all said and done. Now, Alliance did get the Bounty Rune up here, and Elder Titan's actually going to sit up here for the time being as well. trying to help out Faceless Void. I don't know if that's the intention to stay up here or not, but looks like it might be, actually. Going to scout out with that Astral Spirit here, as Empire will call for the pause. Again, it is a 1-0 lead right now for Empire, as you see at the top here. It is showing. Miposhka, he's going to try to steal this creep. Boom. Wait, he didn't even get it, did he? Crystal Maiden actually still got it, so Miposhka, unfortunately, just missing the timing right there. And Crystal Maiden doesn't really have a reason to believe that Ricky's nearby because of that, so we'll kind of just walk it off. Not a big deal. Zeus versus Ember Spirit, though, middle of the matchup. See, again, this is interesting because that Flame Guard of Ember Spirit you figure is going to be really powerful. Now, I guess you could argue that he can burn through the Flame Guard pretty quickly, but that's going to cost a lot of mana. That's another downside of Zeus here, and this is what I was talking about, too, with Ricky coming in, although kind of awkward timing. He comes in right as a creep wave pops in, so starts tanking it even. But Zeus, he doesn't have a sentry for him either. We'll, of course, have that lightning bolt to be able to use, and maybe that's a reason why Zeus was kind of appealing to them as well. To get some vision for that Ricky throughout the game here. But Ricky is not going to really stick around. I guess they're pretty confident that Ember Spirit is overall going to have a really good time here and doesn't necessarily need that assistance. He does have that sentry ward down here, so Ricky would be spotted. He's trying to snipe the courier. Oh, and the courier is coming out with the bottle, so we'll see if Limp is able to micro this here, or whoever would be. I mean, he has to figure Ricky might be nearby because he was just in the area harassing him quite a bit. Oh, wow, they're diving this, actually. Limp is in trouble. Limp's going to fall. They'll take the hero kill. And the courier will end up going back, but you know what? They'll take that first blood in favor of Miposhka, actually. The top lane real quickly. I thought there might have been action up there, but, you know, catch the kill, though, and the Zeus happening. And obviously Empire, a fantastic start for them. So I guess the saving grace for Zeus is that at least his courier doesn't die. And he will get his bottle, but I don't know. I don't know which one's worse, really, getting first blood in or saving the courier.
Double damage empowers me.
Top lane, Miposhka's now heading up here, and obviously Jonas Fan might be a tough kill, but Elder Titan could be a nice one. Smokescreen, he doesn't have it leveled up just yet. He's going to level it up here, puts it in front. So him down, that Metaform, yep, EGM's dead. Chappie, too much damage in that Metaform and good commitment there, and this Ricky pick is already paying off so much for Empire here. The fact that he's already been assisted in 2 kills. Middle lane, the Echo Stomp's going to miss on FN. Just going to walk it off. That Flame Guard level 2. It's a double damage, and he wants this kill, damn it. The Flame Guard helping him to try to get the kill, but it's not going to be enough, and he ends up paying his life with it. That attempt right there. Top lane, Jonas Fan, he'll be fine. He has a time walk. And bottom lane, though, Loda goes down to Gostic. Crystal Maiden could not do enough. All 3 lanes picking up on some action. And Loda ends up falling. At least they got the turn kill on Ember Spirit, which was huge, but losing Loda right there, that's got to sting. To a solo Clockwork, even at Crystal Maiden nearby, but clearly that battery assault causing issue. And I don't know if he just got caught with the Spectral Dagger on cooldown, and maybe the cogs blocked him right there, but whatever it was, that's not good for Alliance. So again, at least killing Ember Spirit.
This'll come in handy.
Kind of the cup half full, half empty deal. Battery in 4 minutes. Elder Titan will pick it up before Miposhka can. Miposhka going to be harassed out, but Gostic finds Crystal Maiden going for the battery rune. Uh-oh. He has a freeze. Is it going to be enough? Oh, it's not. That battery assault's doing work. And Gostic is getting another kill here by himself. He's almost level 5 now, in fact. You compare that to Faceless Void, who's just level 3, almost level 4, but basically a full level plus ahead of the Faceless Void, the other offlane right here. So a huge start, and of course Clockwork, one of those. I feel like this is an exact reason why we're seeing Clockwork such highly banned and top-picked even. Because he can just control the lane so well, it feels like. That battery assault such a strong tool for getting kills. The cogs are great lane control and harassment. Possible kill setup, and then of course level 6, as soon as he gets that, he is a massive kill threat for the team. So Gostic so far, mission accomplished for him. EGM makes his way back to the top lane, but you see bottom lane, Loda, he's being boxed out completely. He does not have much farm to work with right now. I mean, his CS is actually not bad, 26-1, but With the positioning of the lane currently, he's having to play very defensive. How's the middle going? Zeus is 28-1, Ember Spirit is 26-2. So it is a very even back and forth right here. Again, Ember Spirit does have that first blood advantage. Oh, actually, he didn't even get it. That was actually Miposhka that got it. That's right. He got the assist for it at least, though. But I'm going to Remnant away. Take some tower damage there in the meantime. All the other tie-in. Echo Stop. It will connect. Do they have the follow-up now? It looks like they're not. The Remnant too strong, and he'll be able to make his way out of there. Top lane, Chappie chasing down the Some fan, but by himself, there's no way that a kill should happen up here. I say that, and it's a possibility that it will. Oh, middle lane, the hook shot, unfortunately out of range. They were going for the kill out of Zeus, and the first hook shot from Chappie, or from Gossick, excuse me, is going to miss. The ward did spot him, to be fair, so yeah, Zeus clearly had more than enough time to react to that. And now Gossick's pissed off. He's just going to run on in. He does have Miposhka nearby. They still want to make a play on the limp. Ember Spirit currently back at base, but does have the Remnant come back in. There we go. I mean, they're going to dive this. Yeah, and this is the thing with Zeus. He's just so fragile. He has no really big escape. Now, he got running pretty quickly. He does have a TP coming in. There's the Astral Spirit. The Echo Stomp on top. It's going to stop them for the time being. But Zeus, he's still stuck in the midst of that. He will go down. Can they get any turn kills throughout it as well? Caustic, no, he's healing on up. He'll be fine. Also, that infused raindrop doing the work. That was the ultimate committed by Zeus right there with the Thunder God's Wrath, by the way. And he still don't even get any turn kills. And in fact, now EGM might have went a little bit too far. The Echo Stomp, it's going to be canceled by the smoke screen. And EGM very likely going to be killed off. The miss of the Searing Chains right there, but it doesn't matter. Down goes our Titan. And beautiful turn for Empire. Now, top lane. So, what I was saying earlier about we should not have a kill up here. How did Faceless Void solo kill a Terrorblade without Chronosphere especially? What? I really wish there was an action middle lane that I was watching right there, because what? That must have been Terrorblade overcommitting big time, because that feels like that shouldn't happen. That mixed with some bash procs kicked in of the time lock. He does have the level 3 right here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wow, that's shocking though. See that to see that pop up there middle fight. Anyways, that's so again kind of one of the cases. That's good news for Alliance, but the big picture, they did lose a couple here in the middle. Limp, you know, again, just being Dofon, and what can they really do about it more than they did? I mean, they TP'd in even, and at least the Elder Titan did, and tried to set up the turn. Miposhka, by the way, takes the Fatty in front of Loda as he continues to struggle. Loda gets the early Urn build here. You know, just wants some item to help with the early game presence. The idea of the Radiance, it's such a strong tool for a Spectre, but with his early farm, I don't know how realistic that's going to be here, because that's going to really set things behind of Alliance, and can they risk going for that? Will he have to go more of this battle build instead? Earlier fighting. Oh, and he snipes the courier, and that was a bottle, it looks like? Yeah, that was a bottle. They will kill Miposhka in return. Limp using the Thunder God's Wrath, and talk about the Wrath right there of taking him out as he sniped out the courier. But still, you can almost argue that Miposhka wins that exchange there despite dying to him, because that's now the bottle lost for Zeus. He was doing some bottle ferrying there. And he's going to be without it for the next 2.5 minutes now. King R. He's porting elsewhere as felt a little unsafe, and for good reason. Alliance was roaming in the Dire jungle for quite a bit right there. Not really able to get much out of it, though. So despite that death on Terrorblade, he is still top net worth in the game. He's finding himself actually going aggressive into the Radiant jungle. You notice, fan? He's liking the free farm, though. He has the Hand of Midas queued up here. So getting that solo kill definitely picked him up quite a bit. He's third overall in net worth right now, but Zeus actually is leading the way as far as overall net worth. But again, you have to factor in that he does not have that bottle on him currently. Ricky looking around. Bottom tower, meanwhile, goes down, though. The metaform activated from Terrorblade, and they'll drop an easy tier 1. Top tower, are they going to defend this? I feel like they will. Back to Miposhka, he's heading up here. So the rest, they are going to pop fort. And maybe try to cut them off. Hanskin is behind, but Miposhka is going to sneak on up, and I don't think they have any sense. They do have Dust here on Crystal Maiden. But guess who's coming over? Clockwork? No, he's not coming over. He's actually at the bottom lane. That's actually Ember Spirit coming over. Clockwork actually ports in up here. But more are showing up for Alliance, so we're definitely going to have a little bit of an exchange up possibly at the top lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As Miposhka, will they randomly dust our smoke right here even? Or dust, what am I saying? That's one of the two.
Top tower has fallen.
Doesn't look like they are. Miposhka will just sit nearby. So they give up the tower freely. I mean, 4 heroes eventually end up there for Alliance, so Empire clearly just do not want to get involved in a fight. No metaphor ready for Terrorblade, but they are going to catch Jonas a fan. That smoke screen on top of the cog block. Beautiful setup. Gets the easy kill on him as a result. Clockwork, he's going to be fine despite that Echo Stomp hitting. Well played, though. Yeah, that's great synergy right there. Didn't even think about that from the beginning, but the smoke screen on top of the cogs. And even a hero like Faceless Void, who's usually pretty slippery with that time walk, he just couldn't get it out. So this Ricky continues to be a very valuable pickup here for Empire. Already has the early phase boots picked up. Ember Spirit, the Veil, just about finished for him. Pattern needs 400 gold to pick that bad boy up here. Okay, the Courier is back up now for the Radiant side, so Zeus flying out. That bottle of his, that's been out of his hands for the last 2.5, 3 minutes even. It's got to feel good to have that back now. And they're going to once again smoke here and try to find a play. Alliance is very aggressive with these smokes, I've noticed throughout this tournament especially. And they've already used a couple now in this game, and they're going to find Ember Spirit. There goes the Chronosphere open, and that should be an easy kill in the end. Beautiful find. It's definitely one of the better targets they could, and they did not take any time to do so. Now Crystal Maiden in response is going to get caught by Caustic right here. The Haunt is activated by Loda, though, and he's going in. Now there is a Shrine. Can they pop it in time? The Blade Mail pot from Caustic. Yes, we'll keep them off ultimately, and there is more support porting in. However, nice Echo Stomp in the back lines will stall them, and that will be the end of the fight. So Clockwork stays alive. But picking up the Ember Spirit, still the victory for Alliance in that fight. Yeah, smoke paying off big time. And the supports of Empire have to fall back and regen here. Will Terrorblade he'll work his way back into the jungle. The Dragonlance has been queued up here. Yules is going to be picked up by Zeus. Meanwhile, it's going to be a nice saving tool. A smoke screen open and getting caught by Clockwork right here. I guess that's where you could argue maybe Force Staff would be a bad option to have here for Zeus, but likes the idea of the Purge a little bit more. And of course, as far as mana regen goes, Yules is going to provide plenty more. He is level 10, doesn't have his level 10 talent just yet though. Not often we get to see a Zeus taking a look at that mana tree. I would figure 2 mana regen's really strong, man. I mean, move speed is as well on Zeus, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know what the obvious answers are here for Zeus. Bottom lane, they're going to catch Spectre. He does not have Haunt, and he's dead. I mean, he has a magic stick, but that's definitely not going to save, and that's a 4-man gank on Empire's side, so that's a bit of payback there of what Alliance did onto their Ember Spirit middle lane. Echo Stomp jump on a Terrorblade. But the Crystal Nova to take him out pretty quickly, and they're just simply trying to harass him, deny the tower. They can't even do that, unfortunately. Dyer gets credit for the kill, and now they'll hunt him for hero kills as well, but King R cannot get close enough. He has a swap online. And again, it is a support Vengeful, so he's definitely looking to swap very aggressively right here. He can catch somebody, but nope, they're all just a little bit too far away. Chronosphere is not ready. It is now. It's up in 1 second. So you got to be careful if you're pushing here from Empire. That's where Alliance shines. This is what they drafted, a very team fight ready here, especially earlier on in the game. So, yeah, they're not going to risk it. Haunt also just coming off cooldown there. So, yeah, they have everything. And I like the backing off there from Empire because that could have been pretty deadly. They chose to commit there. But they do have the Thunder God's Wrath Haunt combination. So, again, that's something else that you'd figure that's what they're looking to take advantage of. See if they can find another hero here. Terrorblade from the Ancients currently. That'd be a good one to find. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. And Terrorblade, the Dragonlance, looking to finish that Yasha into the Manta, so pretty obvious stuff here. Meanwhile, Faceless Void is going to Yasha into a Manta himself currently. Likes to bring some semi-carry presence here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Miposhka sitting nearby. Banneroo not going to be up for another 50 seconds or so, but perhaps waiting around to set up here at this bottom lane as Clockwork and Ember Spirit are running on over. Now there is a TP coming in, and there's more. This is definitely bait right here onto Loda. Echo stop in response. Blade Mill's put up. But Ricky's going to be caught in that Chronosphere as well, and he definitely is going to die. Now, Clockwork, different story, although Earthshatter goes through and Caustic starts melting away. But the TP, it's not going to happen in time. Thundergod's Wrath doesn't work and finishes the job. FN will at least get the turn kill on Ember Spirit, or onto Elder Titan, that is. But Ember Spirit backing off before they can also finish him off. So, a 2-for-1 turn there in favor of Alliance. They did not lose Loda, and that's the key there, really. They lost Loda. It's like, well, it's not really worth it, but yeah, that was bait all along from Alliance there. Good setup on their part. And now you got the double damage rune. Vengeful Spirit's going to camp on it and allow somebody else to pick it up. Ricky? No, it's definitely going to be Terrorblade. He's running over, and they're pinging Roshan as if they want to try it. Now, there is no vision up here for Alliance. They have pretty aggressive in the jungle, but don't have any really in the area, and that is going to be a Q to go for Roshan. Take advantage of that double damage here in the metaform popped for this. Ricky, he's scouting out some of the Alliance players and seeing where they are. Has to be a little careful, though. If you're Alliance, you kind of almost figure that if you're checking out this area, maybe Ricky could be nearby. So, obviously, there's no gem or anything like that just yet, but you have the dust on him. But, yeah, Roshan, he is going to fall, and that's an Aegis pickup for Terrorblade now. All 5 are here for Alliance. Chronosphere not ready just yet. It's down for 55 seconds, actually. Earthshatter's also still down a little bit longer. And Thundergod's Wrath is coming back up, so yeah, a couple of these ultimates line up. The Chronosphere is a really long one, though. At least earlier on in the game, 140 seconds. Goes down to 110 seconds, but still pretty long. Once he gets that axe, of course.
A gift from the goddess.
Loda, though, doing his best to recover quite a bit. The Hand of Midas now picked up. Has a couple of charges on that urn. So again, does he really still go the Radiance? Or is that going to continue to be too greedy of an idea here? He's there in the middle of the pack of that net worth. Another smoke play from Alliance. Looking to catch somebody. Vengeful. Hey, it is somebody. It is a support, though. So not necessarily as prime of a target as the Ember Spirit they caught last time, but still a successful smoke gank nonetheless. FN's going to put down that Fire Remnant as he pushes out the bottom lane. He's also working on his own Blade Mail. We've seen Clockwork have his for a while. TP coming in here from Zeus, meanwhile. He has this level 2 Thunder God's Wrath. FN's going to dive him, actually, but not going to risk too much. Those more ports are coming in, and simply likes the idea of harassing him and going elsewhere. Using those bots. Middle lane setup, by the way. Spectre. And Poshka's just sitting right on top of him here. He does have Clockwork coming over. Here we're going to see that combo once again. The smoke screen on top of the cogs. Is it enough damage still? Spectre, he pops the haunt. Can he get it off in time? No, he cannot. Yeah, the smoke screen is lasting way too long. Chronosphere, though, coming out of return. And here comes that supporting cast. So he lived long enough for all the support to come in. And they get an easy 2-for-1 turn. But again, taking out Spectre, I don't know if you can argue Empire wins that fight right there, but a lot was also committed. That's another Chronosphere. I guess that was it. Oh, yeah, Freezing Field from Crystal Maiden. I thought I saw Thunder God's Wrath, but no, he didn't use that. That was just simply lightning bolts coming out from him. So, but Spectre will be slowing down that much more. And he actually has Blade Mail queued up himself. So, yeah, going much more of a reaction game here. Is Loda on the Spectre. They're going to rely on Faceless Void quite a bit to be a decent damage dealer for the team as far as the physical presence. Of course, Zeus deals plenty of magical. And we see what Zeus has plans for next. He gets the Forest Staff, which, again, is very good against Clockwork alone. And there's so many cases here, so it's good to see that item now coming out on this team. In fact, both sides definitely could use a Forest Staff quite a bit. Terrorblade eventually will have a Hurricane Pikey figure, but get in the Mantis style now.
Is under attack.
Medallion being focused on for Vengeful. Clockwork, not going to be getting his own. I thought he might have. His Force Staff, that is, but Ricky is giving some information. Middle lane, again, they want to go for Loda. They really just want to keep him in check here, and this time there's not going to be nearly enough time for reaction. Vengeful, enough damage to secure that kill. And this is going to transition nicely into a middle tower push. The Astral Spirit may delay it somewhat, but ultimately. Going to push it in. However, top lane, they may want to make a play up here. Jappy, he's going in. He has that Sunner. He has the Aegis, though, as well. And they say, you know what, we'll just take your top tower instead.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So fortification going to be committed by Alliance.
Top tower is
Maposhka sitting right on top of him, though, hiding in the jungle over here. Hookshot's not up, but they're going to find the other time. He's going to be silenced out by the smoke screen, and he is going to end up dying. Chappie, it looked like he was trying to get close enough for a Sunder, but he couldn't, so he dies with the Aegis. The freezing field off to the side. Not going to anyone, but they're going to lock down this Terrorblade here in the Chronosphere. The Vengeful swapped at the last second. Now Chappie's going back in. The Sunder on the Otis fan. They get the pick off or onto Vengeful, but now Chappie's ready to fight. He pops him at a form. Olympus running low on mana. FN's going back in. Searing Chains connects. The Blade Mail's up as well just in case. Takes out Zeus, and Hans going to have to keep his distance. You see Loda over here is trying to get here in time to help out. He did activate this Haunt throughout that, but unable to get more kills out of it. So they only get the Vengeful kill in the end. They did get the Aegis pop, obviously. Want to try to get FN still. Oh, nice sleight of fist, actually, to prevent getting Echo Stomp there. But FN, he doesn't have a Remnant for a while, so yeah, they're going to commit to this chase. Terrorblade's kind of nearby, but Searing Chains, if they don't get this kill, though, this is a lot of time wasted coming out from Alliance. If they get it, however, different story, and it looks like they may get it now. He tries to get a turn kill at the end, but it's not going to be enough. So FN will be killed off finally at the very end there. And so you could argue that works out for them, although Wave of Terror actually snipes out Onskin. Dying to Wave of Terror, that's never a feel-good moment. But finishes the job at least. But yeah, Vengeful's running over, trying to maybe swap the Ember Spirit in time to save him. That would have been huge, but again, simply could not get there. So Alliance, again, I don't know who you really favor comes out on top there. I think it would Empire, but that wasn't Aegis committed, and they do lose Ember Spirit in the long run. But Terrorblade has the full Manta now and is working on a BKB. Yeah, Terrorblade had a little bit of an issue that last fight, and it's obviously, they have great follow-up to the Aegis Resurrection, does Alliance. That Chronosphere not being used just yet, so burning it right after he resurrects and forcing the defensive swap out. And just in general, though, it's a great zone control tool, as we saw in that last fight. Loda trying to finish that Blade Mail. He might have just got it, actually. Yeah, looks like it is coming out here. As Ricky, though, nearby, keep an eye on this courier. Nope. Thought he might have tried to go for it. Obviously, there wasn't going to be anything on it, but so that's too risky. And instead, his team will be pushing bottom tower here. Hooded Defiance picked up by Clockwork. He is going for the full-on pipe. And against the Zeus, I think that's a very good item to have, of course. They're going to spot Maposhka, by the way. So, yeah, it's about time where, he's been doing a lot of sitting on top of them constantly and not being killed as a result. So, Alliance, they finally do find him, though, and they will take him out. So, that moving vision, that is the Ricky. Fortunately gets picked off this time around. Terrorblade, he's running in. He's going to find Hanskin here. But that's the immediate cue to fall back as he knows more is coming. Notice the fan has that Chronosphere. They're chasing with the Astral Spirit, but yeah, he's a little bit too deep. Don't want to risk that. Ember Spirit, meanwhile, pushing out the top lane, and you have to be concerned about that as well. So, Ember Spirit, he's transitioning into the Maelstrom now after finishing that Blade Mail. So Blade Mail, not on top of the Veil of Discord. She does have a fair amount of armor here. Of course, Natural Order doesn't care too much about that. As long as he's nearby, that is. Crystal Maiden trying to work on a freaking Hand of Midas. He's still a ways off of that. Ricky nearby again. Oh, again they're going to spot the Ricky. As the dust comes out of it, Maposhka again is going to fall. We see that burst of Zeus, especially with the blast landing and the Veil debuff on top. So Ricky different on the 25, but again, Empire insisting on still pushing the secondary bottom tower, doing a lot of the split push idea. Unable to get the tower kill, though. And they will have to fall back from there.
Middle tower is under attack.
So yeah, by the way, Zeus, we see him leveling up that talent tree. He did go the 2 mana regen and now the 7 armor on top of that. Yeah, like I said, against the Terrorblade especially. The Vengeful Amp damage here, so. This could have been a game either or, I figure, but yeah, no, physical seems like it's a little bit more of a threat.
Never refuse.
So he decides to get the armor, and then he got level 20. Behind his 40-second respawn time, man. So Arclight damage does seem fairly decent, but it's just more of a farming tool, if anything. And at level 20, I don't know if you're really concerned about that. But Poshka, again, going to be spotted. They're doing this without a gem, too. I figured they might have just had a gem, that's why they were seeing him, but no, they don't have a gem from what I can tell. They've just been simply catching him a couple of these times, and Hanskin, again, they maybe feel like he's on top of them. Let's see if he gets picked off yet again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, Dire loses their middle tier 1 tower, but slowly poking in right here. Jonas a fan looking for a chance. Clockwork in the back lines, though. Will jump the Crystal Maiden with the Ricky, but here comes a 3-man Chronosphere on top of the Earth Shatter, actually doing plenty of vamp damage right here. Jonas a fan looking to finish off Vengeful. Again, that is a support, though. Haunt is going up to Clockwork. He's going to draw for this, most likely the champions here with the BKB, and that meta for the raid boss is real, and Spectre will feel the pain. He goes down. Other Titan picked up in the back lines as well, so it will be a 3-for-3 as Ember Spirit did get picked off himself just below. But man, you see that BKB with that meta for him. There's nothing much scarier than that. And it ends up being a 3-for-3 exchange in the end of it. So another case overall, a pretty even fight right there, though. Look at the net worth charts. It's dipped back a little bit, but Empire, ultimately about a 3,000 or so net worth lead. Experience is back in Alliance's favor here.
Coin of the realm.
Ember Spirit's going to port into the top lane and continue picking up farm up here. Maelstrom still not finished just yet. He has 3,000 gold, though, so just about there. Zeus Soul Booster finished himself and still trying to finish that Bloodstone. So getting the slid of a Bloodstone, though, I know it's a great item on a hero like Zeus, but you know, getting it about almost 30 minutes into the game feels a little less impactful as far as you're not getting those charges added up. But that's, you know, we have been seeing a lot of these times where people will get those Bloodstones in ASAP. You know, Lena's come to mind, and they die a couple of times early on. All of a sudden, they're down to 6 charges. So maybe that's kind of the mindset where, you know, get it later on once you feel a little bit more safe in the game. And the idea of you dying is going to be as likely. So thus you can save the charges that you have, if anything, and ideally add them up. So, but like the priority of the Yulls and the Force Staff earlier on, and the Veil even. So it's really essentially it's this 4th item here. Back lines. They are going to catch Elder Titan. Smokescreen's put down. He wants to chase Houndskin as well, and Ricky will get the kill with the tricks of the trade to finish the job. Elder Titan also going to be picked off. And Alliance is somewhat scattered right here. Limp is way up here near the Roshan pit. I don't know if they know that 100%. Yeah, they're not going to scout him out, but Roshan is up, so we'll see if they transition into that. It looks like it. Meta for Terrorblade ready to go. He's not going to activate it, though. He does have that Hurricane Pike now. Mention how useful that could be against this Chronosphere. Mjolnir finished, but they will catch Limp meanwhile. Clockwork doing the job, Force Staff away. Ember Spirit, though, running him down, locking him in place, and Zeus is going to be picked up in the lock by the Smokescreen, also causing issue. EGM, once again, he's going to end up dropping. Got off his ultimate right there, but it just doesn't matter. Vengeful Spirit, he gets a Chronosphere off on 2 heroes, going to try to take out Ember Spirit, but he can't finish the job, actually. He thought he had the finish, and FN actually going to survive in the end. Wow. He did not want to stick around and finish him off because Jonas was also dying himself to that Terrorblade. And so it's almost like he thought he had it, though, because he stutter-stepped at the end right there and looked to even go back in, realizing that he wasn't dead. But it just wasn't enough. And now they're going to transition into the Aegis pickup for Terrorblade. And Empire already up 1-0, trying to finish the job and look on to face Na'Vi in the grand finals. Well, they're in a prime spot to do so now. 6,000 plus net worth lead. Their biggest of the game so far. And these cores are starting to get pretty scary. In fact, FN looking to finish his own BKB next, so somewhat of a defensive build overall, but that's what they need from him, just the mobility. You know, things like this is reasons why he wants that BKB, but he still gets the kill and he gets out. That was a little scary almost, as they were ready to return nearby, but could not get there in time. Ricky, Diffusal Blade, is coming along. Gonna be a nice tool to have. And the Radiance has finally been finished on Spectre, so he does inevitably choose to get the Radiance here. This is one of those cases that's like, you know, if we're going to win this game, potentially it's going to be in the later game, and that means he still needs this Radiance to help him get there, but also just it's such a good tool in general on Spectre, of course. You know, he's one of these heroes where you just want to have it with the losing synergy and whatnot. Canceling any blink daggers, which now that I think about it, there is no blink daggers on the other side, so I guess that's not really a major concern for Empire here. They do have that pipe finish, though, on Clockwork. But yeah, so it's not the prettiest. I know people are going to make fun of the idea of the 30-minute timing Radiance, but I still get why he's going for it here. This late is the point. They know that they're going to have to try to take this later on and try to win that way, but it's definitely not ideal for Alliance. BKB for FN almost finished. Another 2,000 gold saved up here. Seems like Alliance is avoiding getting involved in a fight right now. They do have all their cooldowns with that said, so. In fact, and also Jonas with Fan Man, he is pretty scary. A full Mjolnir, Manta style picked up as well. But when it comes to damage output, he's right now at least probably doing the most. Outside of maybe a Zeus who gets off in ulti blast lightning combos and throughout fights. So bottom lane, by the way. It's Illusion pushing it in right now, but they're going to see a response here. Loda, he comes in with that Radiance. Going to fight them off, but Vengeful, Ricky, they're hunting. Trying to find EGM. EGM puts out the sentry. He'll see them, but it's going to be too late. Smokescreen comes out, and he'll be the sacrificial lamb for the team. Hunskin, he has a TP. Just a matter of getting out of here in time, but if he takes too long, oh, Miposhka. Oof, if he just went up a little bit more, he would see him right there, but Crystal Maiden decides to wait around. And now Vengeful, he actually almost has that full Solar Crest finished. So it's going to be another nice item to have for Empire. Terrorblade, the Eye of Scotty, and once he gets that especially, that's where Terrorblade is full go. You know, he's going to have an Eye of Scotty, Manta, BKB, and Hurricane Pike. Oh, did they see Crystal Maiden eventually? Someone tells me they might have right there, but nope, she gets out. She almost has the Hand of Midas finished. Ay. Yeah, choosing to get the Hand of Midas commit to that. I don't know if that was a case of they won a fight earlier on and she felt like they were going to be able to, you know, get that sooner than later or what, but it's a 33-minute Hand of Midas here on a Crystal Maiden, and that's it, really. But I think that's just another idea that Alliance has in terms of we just need to take this to the late game here. We need to outlast Empire. And you know what, being Alliance, can't say I'm surprised by that idea. Well, the work is the other question. Soul Ring picked up by Zeus. Does that mean, yeah, he does have the full Bloodstone now. So full Bloodstone now. So we are seeing a lot of these items that you would almost expect to see maybe 10, 15 minutes ago even. Coming out here, the Bloodstone, the Radiance recently on Spectre. Oh, the Hand of Midas on Crystal Maiden. Ricky's seeing them do these Ancients here. And he actually has support coming over now. In fact, EGM thought he was going to fight them off, but again, he did not expect Ricky to be right on top in the backlines. Clockwork causing issues with the cog block. And Jonas Fan forced to time walk over the ledge right there and survive. But Limp denies himself. He just got, see, that goes back to the man. He just gets this Bloodstone, and he has to deny himself with it ultimately right away. There's no worst feeling, man, than getting that item and then doing that. I mean, at least he denies himself, but yeah, already down to 8 charges just like that. And now Empire moving forward. Obviously Zeus, he's going to be up pretty quickly, though. And that's enough of a deterrence here to want to fall back. So Aegis has been reclaimed. The timer's going out there. But the Eye of Scotty on Terrorblade has now been completed, and he almost has another 3,000 gold, so he really has one more slot here. You figure this is going to be bots eventually, but really has one more slot that he can get, and I don't know, is maybe an MKB on the line? That could be a potential. Let's see what damage choice you figure Terrorblade's going to go for here. He's overall fairly defensive item build so far. So yeah, I figure it's going to be just much more of that raw damage. Things like the Daedalus, MKB. Ricky hunting the bottom lane. He almost has his own BKB finish. So I'm guessing FN has his. Yeah, he has his full 10 seconds. Axe is being queued up on Gostic, and has 2,600 gold saved up, so he's almost there. Alliance is stealing some Ancients meanwhile. Jonas and Van gladly take that. He has his own 10-second BKB, so we're going to see a lot of these being activated in the next fight that inevitably happens here. As FN has to be a little careful. So Remnant down, and yeah, he's going to use it right there. I was going to say he's going up pretty far, but no, he went way at the bottom lane. Really Faceless Void, it seems like he's definitely that kind of the key right now for Alliance. Getting those big Chronospheres, and I mean, he's at a point where he can definitely solo kill a lot of these heroes. Gostic has that point booster. He's looking for an opportunity, but that's just where we're at now. Again, Alliance really kind of committed to sticking in their base. Yet, I feel like we say this a lot lately in these series with Alliance, yet they still tend to have aggressive vision, which is, you know, that's good. It gives you an idea of where the other team's at, if anything, but and trying to set up some smoke ganks, but the Radiant Courier gets killed there. There was nothing on it, unfortunately, for Alliance. But once again, they'll be without that. And we see the easy kill right there. But now Aposhka, he's actually going to pop the tricks of the trade, trying to get out. The Echo Stamp not in time. And a swap out from King Arm. Meanwhile, back here, the Chronosphere locked down on FN. They want this kill, man. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Down he goes. Nice Earth Shatter there in the midst of it. And Chappie trying to return that. Loda picks off another one. In the backlands on him, Aposhka. And actually, Chappie BKB with that metaform. He's just going to have to walk away. So nice catch from Alliance right there. Jonas a fan able to solo pick off the Ember Spirit. Obviously, he had some assistance from Zeus, at least, with the Thunder God's Wrath, but enough damage. Couldn't even get the BKB off. And Empire has to retreat, so beautiful fight for Alliance. Now going for the secondary tower mid. And it's fights like that need to be taken here. Catch them, you know, individually, if anything.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a slow, methodical game of doing so. The Axe, though, on Gostic is just about there. So the hookshot value going to be that much better. Well, Faceless, man. He almost has an Octarine core. Not an Octarine. A Orchid. Into the Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn's still a ways off, but the Orchid, at least, he could have here in the near future. Speaking of solo kill potential, Zeus, she does have another couple of charges, though, added up on that Bloodstone of his, so that's also got to feel good. Getting up to 10 now throughout that fight. And yeah, Glimmer Cave for Coastal Maiden is actually almost finished now as well. So again, the very late hand of Midas, but the longer this game lasts, the more value that he's going to get out of that. Spectre, the Yasha, the Manta style, in fact, going to be finished here, it looks like. He just got the Ultimate Orb. Needs to get the pattern. But of course, without the Courier, a little more difficult. Has to go back to base to do so. But yeah, this Spectre now, I know he's got a much later Radiance, but with the Manta style, things are starting to all of a sudden become a little scarier in their favor. And Terribly is going to continue the very defensive build here. I know the hero with that metaform can definitely go for this idea. But yeah, he's going to go in the full Satanic. At least that's what he has queued up at this point. Oh, he ended up going Diffusal Blade too. Wow. Okay. So he's going to have the Satanic on top of that. I don't know what he would replace in that spot. If that's going to be some backpack switching going on. They're going to sneak into the Roshan Pit meanwhile. Alliance, though, seems like they have a pretty good idea this could be happening. They know what's up. And yeah, they're going to use the Thunder God's Wrath to confirm that's happening. But will they feel comfortable going? They're going to need to go now. Where's that Chronosphere? You know what's coming. Spectre Getting caught initially by the steering change. Roshan slow. Can Chappie guarantee it? Oh, the Qualifier at the last second, but he picked up the Aegis right before the timing wasn't real enough for Jonas Fan. It's real enough to at least take him out and force the Aegis. No, the Sunder at the last second. And now Jonas Fan needs to be careful. Time walk away. He will survive, but that was so close. King R, he's going to get picked up by Jonas Fan, it looks like. This is a spread fight big time. Loda, though, he's trapped with the searing chains, and Chappie will pound into him with the auto tech to finish the job. Chappie is getting low. He will eventually go down, but the Aegis bringing him right back up. FN, though, Zeus is able to finish him off from a distance, and there is no buyback to be had from the Ember Spirit, but Chappie trying to run back in. The Cox kind of blocking him out. However, Force Staff over it, and they finish off Crystal Maiden right there. They would like to kill Limp, and they're going to get Limp killed. He sacrifices himself, actually, and using that Bloodstone, but another chaotic fight at the Roshan pit. What else is new? Ends up being a 3-for-3 right there. Obviously, the Aegis burned. In favor of Alliance, though. Man, that timing of the Chronosphere. Almost perfect from Jonas and Fan, but Chappie just a little bit too quick. And managed to pick it up. But that could have been so much worse if he did not get that Aegis onto Terrorblade. He's going to go the Butterfly now, or at least he has that queued up, so changing his mind is Terrorblade as far as what decisions he likes here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Chrysalis now picked up by Faceless Void, so he really is going for more of that Silica potential. Again, that's to build the eventual Bloodthorn, but likes that over the Orchid here first. And moving as a team, Solar Crest picked up from ET. That's something else to really keep in mind, too, that natural order here. And how Terrorblade, 44 armor. But when natural order's nearby, basically nothing. So, it's, you know, I've kind of been wondering how he's been dropping so fast in these fights, but that makes a lot more sense now. That's such a strong tool to have for a team. And, you know, with this Elder Titan pick, it's obviously one of those abilities that's hard to appreciate as a spectator most of the time, but that's no doubt been doing work here. We've also seen Zeus doing so much damage, and that's probably to think, I'm sure. So whoever gets caught in those Chronospheres melts that much quicker. Empire moving towards the bottom lane, meanwhile. And trying to get pushing into the base, but again, Alliance is too quick to react, and they are already back, ready to defend. See the net worth lead about 8,700 for Empire here, but Chappie, he still wants to go. Metaform's popped. Currently doesn't have his boots on him, by the way. He did pick up that Butterfly and decided to get rid of his power treads, actually. So, in the inventory, figuring out what he was going to do. I mean, you see the damage, though, man. He's going to actually sunder his teammate right there, just simply to heal on up. He chose to get the 15 level stats, level 25, of course. What's this about? Miposhka scouting out the Faceless. Echo Slam's not going to connect on any hero. Very fine line right here as far as who gets the jump. Chronosphere, it's ready to go, of course. Bloodthorn has been purchased, so they're all in, or at least Jonas the fan is. He does not have a buyback currently. He wanted that Bloodthorn going into this fight. But he's going to have more time because Empire looks like that they are going to fall back. And not risk committing too much here. Octarine Core and Ember Spirit is just about finished, and he's almost level 25 as well. He chose to get the 500 Flame Guard absorption. I think that makes so much sense, especially considering you're going up against the Elder Titan. You know, as we were just talking about, you know, things like those armor talents aren't necessarily going to be doing a whole lot for you. So, with that in mind,
this will come in handy.
See more of those raw stats instead. In this case, the Flame Guard absorption actually could do some work still. This Terrorblade, though, man, that really is something. The no boots. It's got the full Butterfly now. Possible engagement here, a Spectre. And he actually has a Talisman on himself on his way to his own Butterfly. But Alliance, they've battled this out quite a bit. To the point where this is definitely a game that they could take. Obviously, the grinding tactic is most certainly paying off. The Octarine Core on Ember Spirit not finished just yet, but he does choose to get the 20% cooldown reduction talent, so that with the Octarine Core means he's going to be spamming Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains frequently. Zeus looking to build his own Octarine, but man, this Faceless Void again continues to be that star, I feel like, for Alliance, and the reason that they've been able to grind this out here. He's landed some nice Chronos, gets those solo kills. I think 5-1-10 this game, yeah. I didn't expect it even to be that good when I went to glance at the hero kill stats, but Faceless Void doing fantastic. Something just picked up there, though. He just got a Reaver on Terrorblade. Okay. Oh, catch down here. Ember Spirit. No, he's going to be fine for now. And there's the Satanic, yeah. So he has the Satanic now finished in full, just being delivered for him. Just picking up that Reaver along the way. Okay. he is officially 6-slotted here, ladies and gentlemen. So he got rid of the Diffusal Blade. I was trying to think here real quickly, what he got rid of, but we have a fight definitely breaking out. So here we go. Metaphor's activating. Remember, he has the Satanic possibly can be Chronosphere. It catches F into the background, but the Vengeful Spirit to swap out at the last second. Champion not putting in the damage into Yonospan. Yonospan in trouble. Yonospan gets the time walk off at the last second, so he'll be fine. But the Kite is real. Champion's having trouble walking in that freezing field. We'll get the pick on the Hanskin, though, as Zanfan's looking to turn on a Spectre. Goes back over the Remnants, and Spectre will get burned down. Up here, though, Miposhka hunting still. Looks like they were able to get the pick also onto Zeus, and there's a gem dropped on the ground. So Chappie had a little bit of trouble being kited, but he didn't even need the Satanic. He still has a cooldown on the Manta style. Yeah, he's just so difficult to deal with in these fights. And Faceless got the good initiation, but Vengeful did a great job at being ready, swapping out immediately, and helping to save the Ember. That was caught initially. So well played there as a team by Empire, and will they be able to capitalize as far as sieging, though? Other Titans already back up. You got Zeus obviously back up as well with the Bloodstone, and he did choose to get that minus 40-second respawn, so that's something else that you're just going to have to deal with throughout. And instead, Empire will fall back again. So no buybacks even needing to be committed, to be fair, for Alliance. So that's kind of the way to look at it, somewhat positive, but overall, obviously, a very effective fight for Empire, and more resources gained. But again, the question is, what do you do with it? Terrorblade, I would assume eating a Moon Shard is going to be next in line, but I still can't get over the fact that he's doing the good old no boots here. So he moves so sluggish.
Never refuse gold given.
Especially with that freezing field as we saw last fight. But ideally, targets are close enough to be able to do plenty of damage. Still, Ember Spirit, his Blink Dagger he gets eventually. And now he's looking to finish his own Mjolnir. So he, too, is looking to become fully slotted here. Maybe not as overall scary as the Terrorblade, but still good to have. He's going at the top lane. Assuming he has a Remnant up, he's taking a lot of damage, man. Sleight of Fist, and there we go. Thundergod's Wrath is ready, but yeah, it wouldn't be enough damage, especially with the Flame Guard. So not going to use it. What is the cooldown of that? 60 seconds? 90 seconds here, okay. He is going the Octarine next, as I mentioned earlier. I was kind of wondering, I wonder the Ags as well could be interesting here on Zeus with that that Nimbus Cloud that he gets as a result. Talk about a great counter push tool, and also assists the idea of the global presence even with the Spectre and whatnot. But I think at this point they're more just about turtling, and the Octarine Core will make the ultimate that much more effective even. So. As far as the cooldown especially. Did I say Echo Slam? That's definitely Echo Stomp, yeah. Big Stomp. Spectre, the Butterfly now finished. But just looking at that Terrorblade, it's nothing. Not many more things are scarier than what he has here. Just again, the full defensive mindset here, but with that meta form, he's able to do so much damage still. What did Spectre get, by the way? He did get the minus Spectre Dagger cooldown over the health. That goes from what was 16 seconds to 6 seconds. And essentially, he could have 100% uptime of the dagger buff, that is, as far as mobility goes. So 400 life is not bad, but I can see what he's thinking with that. Again, the idea of the mobility, if anything, is nice to have.
Dire's bottom tower
Already
is
mentioned how
under attack.
Terrorblade's having trouble, sticking to targets, although he kills them quickly when he finds them. And now that's a double damage rune. That'll be probably picked up
Dire's bottom tower
by Empire. So this is this is going to be a long Roshan respawn. We have about 40 seconds before he's going to be respawning right here. Maposhka, by the way, haven't looked too much at Ricky lately, but man, a BKB, a Basher now, so this Ricky's actually pretty threatening himself here. As far as how much damage he can do.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, that is a fair point actually being brought up, and I got to correct myself on that one, guys. So, I was mentioning earlier about the armor talents maybe not being beneficial for them because of the natural order, but it is only the base armor, so I guess that is treated as bonus armor. Thus, it's not, wouldn't take that away. So, I guess, okay, I still think it's a good choice, but yeah. So, anyways, fight breaking out right here. Gostic, he's going to catch Loda initially as they were doing this on Roshan. Liv getting picked up in the back Lancer. He'll still have a little bit longer at least, but he's going to fall shortly after, I'm sure. Yeah, King R on the eventual may go down as well, but no, he's not even going to go down. Loda, he used the hot to go up here. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? We see FN getting low himself, but he is going to go down. Now the trap on Fan, he'll be able to time walk away. Elder Titan, though, not the same story. And Chappie's here with that BKB and the Meta 4. Tears right through him yet again. Vengeful actually lived through that. That's kind of crazy to me. But Maposhka, he still wants to make a play onto Loda right here. And you know what? They're going to go for a 4-staff over the ledge. They are going to find a Diffusal Blade opening. Oh, nice job with the Manta style, but it's still not going to be enough to keep him out of there. The Spectral Dagger on through, though, and the Glimmer Cape even comes out. So he is pretty tough to kill right now. Very slippery, even. Tricks of the Trade not going to finish the job. In fact, Clockwork is picked off. And now the Chrono Spirit, but nice swap from Vengeful Spirit, saving the Terrorblade for the time being as he wants to run now. So overcommitment from Empire. They really wanted to kill that Spectre. And it ends up costing them at least another life or so. However, Chappie will be able to survive as he runs back and pops his Shrine. But they're going to go right back into the Roshan pit. Alliance wants to finish the job now. And they're going to do so. They are going to get the cheese as well as that Aegis. Refresher, by the way, on Faceless. So he did have a couple of Chronospheres there, which no doubt was key in that fight.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
And I'm guessing Spectre, yeah, Spectre gets the Aegis. Cheese picked up by Zeus here. Currently in the backpack. It's a nice fight won by Alliance. I mean, if it wasn't for that chase, I don't know if that fight nearly would have been in favor of them, but again, they really wanted that kill on a Spectre. And they just could not get it. That Manta dodge as well on a Clockwork initially was beautiful. But I think that goes back to the cooldown talent pickup of Spectre, the fact that he was able to use that dagger so often and escape out of the abilities, such as the Cogs. Zeus hits level 25. He gets the 200 cast range here. So that or the 2% static field damage. Yeah. Might feel a little underwhelming, although static field is definitely a strong ability. It's, scales pretty well. But having that nice extra 200 cast range is no doubt got to be feeling good. And allows him to stay a little further out of fights even. So several times though in these fights, we see almost like two different fights going on. And another case right there, it's hard to watch, both places, but below us, as we were watching the top portion of the fight and them chasing on the Spectre, below us, though, it seems like Chronospheres came out from Faceless Void. And a couple of them, and were assisting to get the kill on FN eventually. Despite Clockwork's best efforts to save him.
Speedy rune of haste.
They catch right here. Gostic going in again. Zeus, though, 4-staff out. That battery is still doing some nice lockdown. The play mills up as well, so he's going to throw himself in the air with the Eels. EGM in the midst of it, Popsicle Scepter. The Chronosphere will catch Clockwork in the backline. Not the prime target, but Chappie has the meta. The Freezing Field's doing a lot of damage, though. He has to pop the BKB very late right there, and now he pops the Satanic as well, and he crits down the Crystal Maiden. So eventually finds the target. That Bloodthorn pickup helping to do work, but again, it continues to be kited, man. He's moving so freaking sluggish with the no boots especially, and now Yoda's fan can try to get some bash procs off, but he turns and goes right in the face of Yoda's fan. Ember Spear stays alive meanwhile and takes out a couple as he remnants out. There's the Aegis Resurrection onto Loda though, but he does not want to fight into that. Yeah, that's such a scary target. I don't think you commit to this if you're Alliance. Although Metaform, it's still has a fair amount of time, actually. So, yeah, he's going to go back in, puts a Bloodthorn, actually, on Ioda's fan. But Terrorblade realizing, okay, maybe he wants to keep his distance here. And will fall back. So the core's going at it. But Chappie will slowly walk away here. FN barely escaping, though, as well. That was big. Yeah, the first Chronosphere only catching Clockwork from Faceless. Not as effective. He does have the Refresher, though. Still ready to go. And Chronosphere cooldown, only another 45 seconds. Ember Spirit now trying to finish a Bloodthorn himself. That's proven to be a very popular item. That'll be the third one in this game, as Terrorblade and Faceless Void already have one, of course. FN, ooh, he might need to be careful here. Does have the Remnants up, but will they have enough lockdown? Blink Dagger out, and yeah, he's good. Sleight of Fist, so difficult to catch early. And so at least he escaped before what could have been a deadly catch there. Granted, he would have a buyback. Take a look at the buyback situation. Obviously, no timers up currently. Just simply gold keeping them out. So what did Terrorblade get rid of for the Bloodthorn here? God, he's just been going through items. He had the Diffusal earlier, then he got the Satanic instead. Now there's a Bloodthorn. It's so hard to look at an inventory and be like, yeah, what did he have before? Oh, I'm sure 5 minutes from now somebody will let me know.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Time is money.
FN pushing out the top lane, but man, we have a 57-minute game on our hands. And I don't know if the end is in sight. I mean, none of the racks have been destroyed yet on either side. Tier 3 bottom, of course, has gone down. But it just seems like we keep having these clashes that don't really result in a whole lot. Any more level 25s to talk about? I'm going to mention limps there. What did Jonas fan get? 20% evasion. Makes sense there. The Terrorblade especially. Yeah, he's evading a lot in that last fight. I mean, it's actually at a point where, I mentioned, I don't know if it's a fight he wants to take against Terrorblade, but man, he's so farmed that, especially with the Chronospheres, he could definitely win a battle. In fact, going to need to try to win a battle right here. There we go. The Chronosphere will catch 3 heals, actually. That's big, including the Vengeful Spear. Terrorblade's dropping. Terrorblade will go down. He has buyback, but that's the Chronosphere that they were waiting for from Alliance. Tricks of the trade, saving Miposhka for now. But as soon as he comes back in, he's probably dead. Well, he'll take a limp with him at least. It's a good pounce right there to finish the job, but I don't know if he's going to live much more, although FN's still trying to run away way over here. And it looks like he'll escape, but yeah, they do get the finish onto Ricky. And Ember Spirit makes his way out, but beautiful Chronosphere from Faces. That's probably the best one yet. And he has another one ready to go because of the Refresher. Talk about the opening. That's the key because they caught the Clockwork, caught the Vengeful, in with the Terrorblade. So no 4-staff support, no swap out, as we've seen several times. And they just beat down the Terrorblade there. So almost an hour into this game, that's a 4-0 fight for Alliance. And this Spectre, he is godly now. 4,100 life because of the heart. He has the Abyssal Blade in full. Talk about scaling, doing so very well. Faceless Void, another 4,800 gold saved up on him. That full Bloodthorn. Of course, he's had for a while now. And they're going to start pushing tier 3s themselves now. If anything, try to get buybacks out of this. Obviously, you figure they have to. I mean, I don't just want to give up racks, especially in a game like this. There's one from Ricky. Ember's up as well. Clockwork's going to be up. 13 more seconds for Terrorblade, though. He doesn't want to buy back. Doesn't have to, and probably won't have to here. There we go, initiation. That's just illusions, though. Ooh, he thought about using the Chronosphere. He only has the one currently. Pops the BKB. Jonas Van jumps out. And that'll be time to retreat now. Although FN, he's going to chase. Searing Chains catches. Nice 4-staff to Clockwork. Hook shot is going to miss. And the Lions should be able to make it out as a team. Bottom lane, there is a creep wave pushing in pretty heavily.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Guessing
attack.
somebody's going to get back here, yeah. It will be Zeus, and he'll clean that up ASAP. So not too much damage done right there. And the melee racks will start regenerating.
Rock it on.
Lincoln Sphere now queued up. No, that's Refresher. What am I saying? I saw the Sustainer. Like, obviously Lincoln Sphere. Now Refresher, okay. And that's one of those backpack items. And we saw that yesterday as well. But
Boom, there it goes.
the double meta is kind of the key right here for Terrorblade, I think.
This'll come in handy.
Obviously, Sunder, you know, could be nice for that purpose as well, but pretty sure the meta is what he's really using that for. And that's a refresh set ability. He does have a Moon Shard he's eaten as well. In fact, you know, Sven has one as well. It looks like Spectre has one. No, he does not. That's the Crystal Maiden aura. Never mind. Anyone else have one? Ember Spirit does. And he has his Bloodthorn now.
Boom, there
Well, it's just another one of those games. This tournament, man. I know we had the El Clasico yesterday, the 4 hours for 2 games. I feel like it is Alliance, though, and I know they have that history, but man, their average game length is ridiculous. Another game where we're going to go 60-plus minutes. But they're trying to force the third and final game. And it's looking more and more like that's a very good possibility here. Terrorblade continuing to move around ever so
Dire's
slowly
bottom tower is under attack.
due to the lack of boots here. Although they're trying to find a catch, but look at this here. They're just going to run right in, actually. Chapman just going right in. Puts the silence on him, faces Void. That'd be a nice pickup when the Manta Style comes out. The Chrono Spirit in response as well. They're locking him down. Eventually, going to swap out. And now the meta going to be popped. No, not just yet. Possibly going to be the meta. He's being locked down. If he dies throughout this, no. Finally gets the Sunder off, though, on his Spectre. And Spectre will go down. Now Lance Ember Tree, but a second Chrono Spirit coming out from Jonas Fan. As Ember Spirit went right back into it. Oh, no. Jonas Fan beating on Terrorblade. And Terrorblade's going to go down. He could not get the Satanic off that whole fight throughout. The BKB was used, but not enough to save him. Ember Spirit from a distance, trying to stay alive. They are trying to get the turn kill on a limp right now, as he may have went too deep himself. Yes, Zeus is going to fall. They picked off Jonas Fan, so even without Terrorblade, they committed so much to getting that kill. They end up losing the 4 in the end. And it's a victory for Empire. Wow, I'm surprised it went so well considering they lost Terrorblade there when they did, but FN proving to do so much damage himself. And again, Ricky's something too that we can't overlook. The level 2 Diffusal Blade, the Basher. He definitely can hit pretty hard. There is no buyback on Notre Titan. The rest do. Roshan is up, but of course without Terrorblade. Oh yeah, Terrorblade had a Scotty. That's right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
And this middle tower, they're pushing it in. BKB's popped. They really want this tier 3 tower dead. Crystal Maiden actually going to be forced out forward. A good catch on her, and she's dead for 60 seconds, actually. No buyback. Gems even dropped there as well. And they should be able to get the tier 3 middle. There we go. Silence put it on to Zeus, but the Echo Stomp will eventually scare off Empire here. And Spectre's up in 10. Faceless up in 20. Let's maybe try for a Roshan. Bot's level 2 now purchased by Terrorblade. I was like, you know, just feeling a little sluggish there. I think that's definitely better than the Refresher, right? It's now he's just going to use that as a TP, I'm sure. Excuse me. Yeah, he just simply swaps it in, pours to the team, and then puts the Manta Style back in.
Roshan has fallen to the
Now the downside of it being in the backpack is, of course, the extra long cooldown there. But by the time he needs it, hopefully it'll be good to go for his sake. Aegis on Ember, yep. And then the cheese picked up on Miposhka. Playing the Ricky.
jackpot.
Experience obviously not as relevant, but the net worth is about a 5,000 lead for Empire. They have not gotten the net worth lead on the line side yet, although they were close shortly ago. As far as just about being there, the overall net worth, you You see Terrorblade is leading the way. It's no surprise there. 46,000. Faceless, though, again, continues to kind of be the key here for Alliance. It really comes down to what kind of Chronospheres can he land. If he can get the God Chronosphere like he did with the Clockwork Terrorblade and Vengeful, then they should be winning fights. If he does not, basically Vengeful's the key, right? If he does not get Vengeful, then it's that much more difficult to win those. In fact, Vengeful, doing a good job for the most part, of course, keeping her distance and knowing that's the case. She also has that Force Staff herself. I was going to say, maybe even get a Blink, honestly, to play one of those ideas that, God, we have another refresher. Another one of these games, man. We had them yesterday in the Navi Alliance series, and we have another game here where we're starting to just see some absurd item pickups, but it's just some backpack value. Spectre now with the refresher, so he'll have double Haunt when he wants. Did I say Sustainer? I definitely did. Perseverance is totally what I meant. It's like speaking a second language, man. Sometimes you revert back to your main language. Or your old language, I should say. Hashtag Haunt Trash. Here we go. FN pushing it in. Flame Guard with that Mjolnir buff on him. You'll Scepter. Going up, though. And some damage. Oh my God! That blast just said so much! And FN's dropping here, man. He's limping away barely. He does have the Aegis, remember. Locked in on a Terrorblade up to the side, though. Clockwork goes in. Trying to help save the day. There's a finally swap coming out. And Terrorblade will stay alive for the time being, but the push. Oh no, he got picked off actually. The swap didn't matter. Down goes Clockwork. And this is disastrous for Empire right now. Maposhka, he's simply trying to walk away. He'll go down. So FN fell as well. The Aegis bringing it back up. But what a start there for Alliance. I think that really caught Empire off guard. And then Josephan found Terrorblade by himself. The swap came so late to the point that it just didn't matter. FN's still hanging around, but yeah, that'll be enough to get him to fall back. And I mean, Terrorblade does have a buyback with the Clockwork here. But yeah, Alliance is really going to try to capitalize off of this. If anything, force those. And I mean, you have to if you're Terrorblade. He has his meta form still. He literally did not use a single thing in that last fight.
This'll come in handy.
Honestly, fan just continues to get the key jumps here. And now they're pushing in middle. So here we go. Obviously, FN here to defend. Clockwork already buying back. The range track just melts away, though, and they're not going to commit to any kind of defense here. I see a Screwed at the Lost Cause. There is another Chronosphere ready to go, so I understand why it's scary, but you can't give up a second one, I feel like. And especially in a game like this, where these racks are proven to be so valuable at this point in the game. FN in the backline's going for Elder Titan, but again, it's simply trying to play distraction, if anything, but Alliance not really falling for it. Clockwork, same deal. Yils catches him. Ember Spirit assisting. Gossick pops the BKB and runs out. May the rack, so Terrorblade's up inside, so he's in that awkward spot. If he's almost up, he doesn't want to buy back. But they're going to lose another racks. And I mean, I guess you could argue, even with Terrorblade, do they really defend right there? But Alliance, they get the middle, they get the bottom melee. Talk about capitalizing. And that was all because Empire was pushing bottom lane with an Aegis. And it just all fell to pieces.
Invisibility.
Alliance had a great initiation. Catch Ember Spirit initially, and Terrorblade locked down with the Chronosphere. Alliance just on point and now looking really good to force that third and final game.
Boom, there
At this point.
Time is money.
Dagon. All right. Zeus. Magic damage has been pretty nice. Why not get more of it? Get more of that burst here. Take out said targets. Clearly that's the way you're getting these kills, and so it makes a lot of sense. We saw how fast Ember Spirit dropped there. And put Empire in kind of a panic mode. Back to buyback situation. Ooh, Ember Spirit getting out. Thundergod's Wrath used right there. They see Chappie. Not going to catch up to him, though. Wait, where did his boots go? Did he sell his boots? I wonder if he sold his boots because he wanted to make sure he had buyback. Because he definitely had bots. Level 2. That's an illusion right there. Well, that's interesting. Bots level 2 on Ember Spirit as well. Zeus has enough for level 5 dig on here, but of course buyback. Speaking of that, pretty important too. Another bots level 2 picked up here by Loda. Oh boy, more and more of these. Whoa, Ember Spirit of Battle Fury. This is simply for creep push, I feel like. And yeah, gonna almost try to transition to this, you know, the old schooler style of build of the Ember Spirits. So that was more of the dataless. You even get the Divine Rapier, the Battle Fury. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. There's the Divine Rapier as well. So yeah, he's got that taken care of. That's that with a Bloodthorn. They're all in, baby. Here we go. I love it. Haunt activated. I think this is more of a scouting tool. King R's dropping, man. Oh, Chronosphere, Terrorblade. No, he gets rid of the last thing and canceled it right there. He paused it, but he has to pick me up. But will it matter? There's a swap finally coming out by Chappie. He's still figuring out what to do. This still getting zoned out. They do lose Vengeful. Of course, he's dead for 75 seconds. Oh, my God, Terrorblade. He died right there. The Elder Titan with the Earth Shatter. Wow. That with the natural order nearby. Oh, my God, he melted. Gostic is trying to live right now. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. And he, too, is going to get caught. And that's 3 dead. Terrorblade does have a buyback. Clockwork's dead for 110, though. Vengeful's dead for 50. He took out Crystal Maiden, but again, even with the swaps, it's just Terrorblade. He just can't do anything, it feels like. He's just dying still way too quickly. And by the time the swap comes out, he's already taken too much damage. There's the buyback on Terrorblade. So yeah, it's at a point he just has to, because this could be the game push right here if they can't hold, but it just feels like that they're just out of firepower. These Chronospheres of Faceless Void, he has another one. The Refresher was such a key pickup as well. It basically allows him every fight. Wow. FN's dead. That was Abyssal Blade lockdown from Loda, and the ultimate coming out from Zeus. He just dies. 90 seconds, no buyback. I think that's the beginning of the end for sure. But Push guy, he melts. And GG's our call. Yeah, Terrorblade's like, what can I do by myself? That's going to be it for game number 2, a 72-minute victory for Alliance. And we are going to a 3rd and final game here in this series. And again, remember, the winner of this plays Na'Vi in a best of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a long day, and I'm just fine with that. Hopefully you guys are as well. We got game number 3 going to be coming up here. Alliance, what a grind back for them. I mean, that was a game that they were definitely behind earlier on. In fact, you look at the graph, it's for the most part, it's a net worth. But the Chronospheres of Jonas Fan, 100% he was the MVP. And I got to say, Zeus actually proved to be very useful into the late game as well. Those ultis of his that mixed with the blast, we saw the damage that was coming out, man. The natural order debuff, the drafting of the Elder Titan, no doubt was key throughout that game. So we see the ET in first 2 games. I wouldn't be surprised if he's picked up in the 3rd game at this rate for Alliance. Clearly it's something that they like, and changing things up a bit here for this series, and it's working, at least in game 2. Again, obviously Empire won the first game. But, well, we got a game 3. That's what matters, and I should be joined by a co-caster for that one, so a little less awkward as far as the solo casting goes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Did my best. And we got game 3 coming up next with Alliance versus Empire. So sit tight, guys. Game number 3. In the losers bracket finals, the EU Summit 7 qualifiers.